the fast fashion consumption among university students on its impact on the second-hand textile market. So basically, within the United States, about 60% of donated clothing items actually end up being exported to other parts of the world, especially within the Global South. However, within the Global South, only 45% of these donated items that are imported end up being resold. So a larger portion of them are of low resellable quality, so they end up causing environmental pollution and economic losses within these countries. Therefore, it's essential to look at people still go ahead to purchase these clothing and then donate them in the first place. So we look at the theory of reasoned action, and this helps us to understand reasons for an individual's behavior. And then also it's essential to look at globalization. So that is the international integration process through worldview interactions. So how do these items that are worn and sold within one part of the world become economic pollutants within another part of the world? And then it's also imperative to look at the fast fashion model. So this is actually one of the leading causes of the low quality of donated clothing items that are received within the developing world. So fast fashion actually or basically encourages that clothing items become disposable items that can be easily consumed and then disposed to make way for new ones to be bought. The technology used in this research, the objective of the study was to assess the awareness of clothing trajectory by consumers after they donate them, and whether or not this affects their clothing purchases in any way. So basically, assessing whether people actually think about where their clothing items end up after being donated and whether this affects their purchases in any way. So it was imperative to look at this from the Gen Z point of view. This is because this was the generation most adept at using information and communication technology, which is one of the driving forces of the fast fashion consumption model. So a suitable setting was UMass Lowell, where members of this generation could be easily assessed, and it was done through interviews and then essays. So the findings show that consumers were actually had a moderate knowledge of their clothing trajectory, but then it was like clothing donations still were an altruistic way of getting rid of clothes. So there needed to be a more alternative to be used in order to deal with the negative impact of clothing donations, especially within the developing world.